Fuck a description. There's no point in mentioning. But grandma's trying to talk to you. So please listen. I looked up at the stars and it touched my heart. I seen that brightest one up there. Sorry it's so far. I tried to send a message to you a second ago. But on the path I kinda got lost and so went my flow. But I need to talk to you and it's been a long time. I send you my love and my terms of endearment and whatnots and whys. And speaking of whys, that's not kinda how I've been. It's more of a disguise. A little bit of something, in your little guy, your grandson. The favorite of all, of course. This had to be the one. The favorite, most loved, spoiled, and told he was gonna rise above all the toil and anything that came his way. But I'm sorry to say that things didn't go that way. And heck, I don't even know if you ever knew I like to rhyme, but you've been watching me from way up above for quite some dang time. I'm trying to watch my language, be most respectful. I really need to talk to you, and I think that would be very helpful. My beautiful baby girl, yeah, like I said, you've been watching. Well, she's asleep up in my room, and tell you what, it's something. 'Cause it's the first time I got to watch my baby girl sleep in the crib. In my crib, but it's actually my mom's. Heck, that on its own is quite something. But before I get off the path and make this where it's not a rap and motherfucking haters out there start talking crap, oh shit, I hope I don't get slapped, imaginatively. Because if I cuss like this back in the day when you was around, you'd have smacked the shit out of me. And smacked me again for saying SHIT. Wash my mouth out with soap and all of those things. But that's what you're supposed to do, and I thank you for that. It only took one time, and I cut that crap. You raised me right, only up till 11, till God or the angels took you up with them. But it's alright. I'm not holding no grudges. I'm way past that. But I'm still stuck in a rut. It's kind of a different kind of thing, Grandma. And I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with it all. And this is supposed to be a song for you, matter of fact. Because there ain't no one from my present, future, nor past that I love more than you, and God, you know that. While I'm staring at this star, spitting what they call bars. See, bars make up verses. Verses is what you use to build a song, a rhyme, if you find a muse, and amusing enough, and with quite a touch of love. So from way, way up above. This ain't a show, ain't nobody looking. This is just me and you. I'm down here in my truck. Yeah, I got a truck. It's a really nice pickup. Grandpa sold it to me, and it was quite nice enough. Gave me a real smooth deal, but he always treated me well, and still does to this day, regardless of whether I deserve it. But hell. Anyway, Grandma, I'm not gonna say pretending. I almost did, but I would have had to repent that it's not pretendance. This is real. This is me to you, heart to heart. That's how I feel. I feel like I needed to have a conversation, and you don't have to say shit. Oh, excuse me, Grandma, please don't get this hope. Just stay put. Not that I can tell you what to do. You're my grandma. What a fool I am. It's just I'm so lost, and it seems just about as scattered as the stars is my mind these days. So I just spit bars. They call it spitting. What you do with these bars, not like you used to do in the yard. God forbid on the concrete. Grandpa would fucking get off his feet, flip his lid and shit. He hated that crap. Spitting on the sidewalk. He'd make us wash that, or hell, he would me, but he never really seen You'd hike a loogie about that gum 10 feet out into the yard. That seems so freaking far. But 10 feet ain't nothing compared to how me and you are. Millions of miles away, or however really far it is. I'm not no damn astrologist, certainly no scientist. I'm not really a science whiz, I'm just a fucking kid. Still about to be 21, but that makes no damn difference. Grandma, I need guidance, I need help and resurrection. I'm not Jesus, but I need God's kind of protection. And since you're up there with him, behind those heavenly gates, can you take a moment from fishing with Pawpaw and just wait and listen to me for a minute? There ain't never been nobody else, and since he took you up with him, I've had struggles with my health and tried to take my own life to think that that was the way to go to get up to you. But I know now that there's other things I can do, like lay in my truck bed and stare up at the stars and say anything that I got in my head and tell it from my heart, from my heart. Sorry, someone spoke, hollered nearby, distracted me for a second, but I'm really gonna try not to get off the beaten path, 'cause that's what I call mine. I've been beaten and bruised and picked up off the ground and thrown once or twice upon a time, honestly. And you've been watching me, you know all that has happened. And I hope that you have the kind of insight and powers or whatever be it that God has, that you see in my heart and in my soul and in my mind and everything within me and without. Sorry, sometimes I spout. I get kind of nervous. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've let these feelings, thoughts, and need for conversation surface. This is quite long for a song. 7 minutes and 11, 13, 14, 15. But anyway, I'm kind of just avoiding the point, and I just wanted to point out that as you're always in my heart, and without a single doubt, you're always the one I need, no matter how far out you be. Grandma, I carry you with me, on my shoulder, on my arm. Tribal elephants, what I wear to kind of show a symbol of the fact that I cared. I'd give more than my arm, my leg, and my whole self. This is just a body, and not one of wealth, not one of quite perfection of health, but it's just because I ain't treated it right, and I can only blame myself. I'm sorry, I must be a disappointment to you, but I know you never let me feel the feeling like it feels to know that someone you love the way that I loved you is disappointed in you. You would never, ever, ever do that to my feelings, to my thoughts, and my psyche. But how can you not be disappointed in me? I don't even like me. I look at these stars, and there's so many scattered. My brain must be the same way. Hell, it must be splattered, or at least it isn't on the pavement. I ain't even gonna say SHIT. Oh no, I almost said. I'm not trying to cuss. Like I said, respect is a must. Politeness, not uptightness, but uprightness. And standing with my chin held high is something that I have to remind myself on any given night, and mostly every day. But as long as I wake up, then I'm awake and I can breathe every breath and take every step. And sometimes, whether it's night or day, I just gotta look up and know that I got a lot left and plenty of love circles around me, and can't let myself forget the beautiful stars that surround me. The ones up above, like you, and the ones that's down here with me, living in the same house. Yeah, I can't believe it either. But I'm living with mom and my brothers and sisters. I'll make you a believer. The fact that I still need my mom is not something I'm afraid to say. And the fact that I'm laying in my truck speaking to a star, well, don't play. And don't kid yourself. And I'm talking to anyone else. It's nobody else's business what is between you and myself. a 10-minute song or be it 30 minutes long, an hour, I don't care. And anyone who does can get the hell out of here unless they adhere to everything that I am saying, if they relate to it and can feel the way I am. Speaking about the way I am, I'm not proud of myself, but somehow I feel like you still be proud. Well, you always were amazing, so much so that I can't understand, but I'm trying to be a young man that takes everything I learned from you, Grandma, and add it to the plan that I got to grow up and be more than a thought. I'm not talking about these girls they talk about a lot. They call them girls' thoughts, but those girls got feelings too. They got a family at home, if they even have one, fool. Speaking of fool, some people get offended, so I got a mansion. Grandma, don't think that I'm calling you a fool. That's something I would never do. You are, and you should be, matter of factly. The reason that I'm not a fool, but I find things the hard way, and I learn from the hard days, and there's been so many of them, and matter of fact, I can't even count, much less can even count the good days, but I'm counting those out, and I shouldn't do that to myself. No need to remind me. I'm thankful for every blessing I got, including the one that's up behind me. One story above, there's a window by my truck that leads to the bedroom that my daughter is asleep in. My love, my one and only, to the day that I die. She's the reason, other than you, that I'm still alive. Decided to keep breathing. Decided to see each season. And even though I got some time coming to me that I'm gonna have to see every fucking season from inside those damn walls again, but that's on me. I can't blame not one of those things that led to the fact that I'm about to be locked up in chains, but it's nothing new, and that's not just between me and you. You can look it up online. Anybody that got this Google and the YouTube, if you found my old channel, you'd see my first video. As soon as I got out, all I had was rhyming, yo. That's all I knew. And still, it's one of the things that I know. It's a skill. It's a kind of a crutch that I lean on. So I don't care about perfection, and precision is something that I use to guide my direction and come with correctness and make sure that I don't care if anybody sweats this. As long as I got it right, then it'll be my own lesson if nobody takes a page from this book, because it's 13 minutes long. So, okay, well, look, I get away from myself. Look, I'm going to talk to you again soon. Maybe take a walk. And it could be under the sun or it can be under the moon. I just got to look up in the sky, and I know I got a connection with you. And the rest of the time, it's in the back of my mind, the fact that you're always watching over me. I can accept that. Just please accept me for the young man I've grown to be, and have faith in me for the man that I want to be, and the man that I'm going to be, the man that I'm struggling to get to. But I'm still 20 years old, and that's young, but you were young too.